Hi everybody, welcome back to the number one podcast in the world. That's right, this is Joey Offline. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you can't see my feet. If you can, block it out. Yeah. Today's date that I'm recording this is November 10th of 2022. It's going to go up tomorrow, November 11th of 2022. My 19th birthday. Which is such a sentence, you know? I don't think this one's going to be very long. But not the birthday. I mean, it's going to be the same length as every other birthday, but hopefully. But, this video, I mean. Yeah, I turned 19 tomorrow. I was born on November 11th of 2003. And as of tomorrow, I'll be a whole new number, which is kind of terrifying, if you ask me. I usually have like this moment of like, oh my god, what is going on as my birthday approaches. This one really snuck up on me though. I thought it was like still November 2nd, but no, we're almost halfway through the month. Jesus. Yeah, I usually have that moment of like, oh my god, I have to turn a whole new number. That's terrifying. I'm very comfortable with this number, and then I go up, I level up, and it's like fine. It's nothing great, nothing terrible. I get used to it. But I don't know, I feel like when I was like 11 turning 12, it felt big, but like it wasn't as big as it's getting. Like when I turned 18, that was huge for me. That was a year ago. I feel very comfortable with 18 now, but I still fully understand why I was so terrified. I made a whole video about it, called 18. This year I'm not really making anything for the main channel just because 19 I feel like is not as important of a number. Like 16's big, 18's big, 21's big, 20's even big really. But like 17 and 19, they're just like, who cares? Like 16 you can drive, you can go get your license, you can, I don't know, some places you can probably vote, I don't know. 18, at least where I'm from, you can vote. You can like, you're an adult now. You're not a kid anymore, which was like the whole point of my 18 video. And then 21 is the next big one where you can kind of like drink and alcohol and cigarette. Oh boy. And casino, gambling, lose all money. And then 20 is like a big one too, because it's like the number changed, like from a 1, which it has been for like 10 years, to a 2, which is like, whoa, slow down. But yeah, 19 kind of just falls to the wayside, I feel like, in terms of the big numbers. Like it's swished in between all these big changes of 18, of 20, of 21. But I don't know. I'm not happy about it. I kind of like being 18, which I know I can probably say in a year when I'm about to turn 20, which is even worse. I think I might have a breakdown next year when I have to turn 20. Because that is like... I still feel like I'm 14, I think. I feel like most of my life feels like the life of a teenager. And that's because I've been a teenager for almost 6 years now. And so I'm very used to it, you know? 19 is my last teenage year, and let's be honest, 19 is like barely even a teenager anymore. Like 13, you're just walking into the hall. 14 to like 18, maybe even 17 is like the real teenage years. And then like 18, 19, you're kind of like not really regarded as a teenager anymore. Yeah, I feel like so much of my identity has been like wrapped in like all these concepts that feel very teenage-esque. And I don't know, I'm worried about how my identity and how my thoughts of myself are going to change once I kind of leave the teenage years. It stresses me out a little bit. I have always been somebody who didn't want to grow up. I had like 2 or 3 different directors who told me specifically, I think it was 3 directors. I've worked with 4 directors in my life for theater. 3 of those 4 people told me how badly they wanted to cast me as Peter Pan. They never did, but they all like expressed heavy interest in me being Peter Pan, whose whole thing is never wanting to grow up. So I don't know how I was supposed to take that. Yeah, I've always been that kid who like struggles with change or with growing up. Like I get sad. Like I got sad a few months ago when my mom threw out a coffee pot that she's had for like a few years. I don't drink coffee personally. I've never used the coffee pot, but it made me sad that we were getting rid of the coffee pot because it's been there, and that's like a weird change for me. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about growing up, because I guess with growing up, like, you get more responsibility and access to things, which in some ways can be fun. Like, I'm living on my own. I have full authority of myself right now, for the most part. Like, I choose when to eat. I choose when to sleep. I choose when to study. I choose when to make videos. I choose when to stream. I choose when to talk to people. I choose when to just sit in my room and, like, lay on the floor. But you kind of lose, like, that childhood whimsy, I guess. I don't know. I've thought about that a lot. Like, the whole last time you did things thing, which I've thought about for a very long time, ever since really my first time moving out of, like, my old house. I was like, damn, there was a last time that I played with my neighbors outside, like in our driveway. Like, there was a last time that we did that. I have no idea when it was, what games we played, like what we did. Even then, because it was like, it ended and I didn't realize it was the last time. Because we grew up and we moved on, which sucked. I mean, it was really more of a manual move, like, because, like, we physically moved away. But, like, the same thing would have happened eventually if we had all just stayed living there and, like, growing up. There would have came to a point that, like, we would just stop hanging out in the driveway. This video has gone, like, I feel like it's just a series of 7 rants that just have, like, barely any connection, and I'm just jumping from thing to thing. Sorry. I turned 19 in a day. For you all, I will have already turned 19. And I'm not happy about it. That's the point. That's the point of this. In case I got a little muddled there. 19 stresses me out, just because it means I'm getting older. I have more responsibility, and I have to start figuring out my life, I think. Because I still don't really know what I'm doing. And it feels like time is going faster, and not that I'm running out, because I know I still have quite a bit. Like, statistically, I'm like a third to a fourth of the way through my life. But that was a substantial part of my life, you know? And so time's kind of feels like it's speeding up. Each year has less, like, meaning as a year. Like, when you're 10, your year is like a 9-year-old. Means everything. Like, that is 1/10 of your life. But now, when you're 19, that year from, like, 18 to 19 is a 19th of your whole life. And it's, like, less... It's less of the whole, you know? So each year feels like less time. And it makes me sad, because I don't like that. I don't want to keep growing up, I think, because it's upsetting. I don't have anything profound to really say for this video, but I really wanted to make it because I'm turning 19, and you can only really say that once. Like, this is my only 19th birthday. And I had another thing that I was going to say, and I forget what it was, but that's okay. It was something about, like, childhood and growing up, but I don't know what it was. Yeah, I think that's the bottom line. Is that 19 is sad. I don't feel good about it. I mean, I feel okay with it because I know I'll be able to get to do more responsibility stuff. But that also stresses me out at the same time. Oh, the thing that I want to mention is the concept of, like, again, never reliving your childhood years. Like, all those people, all those experiences you had, all those memories you created, you'll never get to do them again. Like, when was the last time your parents picked you up? I bet you've already had the last time, and you didn't know. When was the last time your parents held you? I don't know, dude. I'm trying to make you sad with me, because I'm sad, and I'm trying to get, like, I guess, not sympathy, but people to join in on that sadness. I'm sorry. I don't know. Getting older makes me think about those things. About how, like, we've lived this much, or I've lived this much of my life, and all these very specific things will never happen again. Like, there's some people in my life that I probably will never talk to again. Or things like a parent carrying you to bed. That will almost definitely never happen again. I don't think that my parents could lift me anymore. I don't know. I guess we'll see how 19 goes. 18 was not too shabby, I'd say. My review for 18, pretty solid. 17 was okay. 16 was bad. But yeah, 18 wasn't bad. I liked it. Here's to 19, folks. I think the next video might be about talking about my childhood, because now I'm thinking about it too much. Goodbye. I hope you have a good day. That was Joey Offline. Goodbye. Go hug your parents. Love you to death.